The staging, the tone, the message, carefully choreographed to project the image of a prudent president.
Iran appears to be standing down, which is a good thing for all parties concerned and a very good thing for the world.
Last night's missiles didn't kill any Americans. Damage to 2 Iraqi bases, moderate, handing President Trump a way out of a military strike back.
Our missiles are big, powerful, accurate, lethal, and fast. The fact that we have this great military and equipment, however, does not mean we have to use it.
Marked contrast to his warnings yesterday.
If Iran does anything that they shouldn't be doing, they're going to be suffering the consequences.
Those consequences now punishing new economic sanctions and demands that it abandon its nuclear ambitions. Neither will sit well with Tehran, but part of Trump's drive for a new nuclear deal.
The president wants to be able to show that he did what others could not. So if he can get the Iranians to the table in time before the elections, he has a lot to benefit from it.
For now, the U.S. is taking a strategic step back from war, but there are still perils.
Iran can use its proxies to engage in violence and terrorist attacks against American installations in the region. That threat has not gone away.
Tonight, the U.S. military is still on high alert. 2 rockets hit the fortified Green Zone in Baghdad. That is the kind of tit-for-tat provocation which could escalate, forcing the U.S. to reconsider a strike back. Tomorrow, the House votes on a measure to limit the president's military actions in Iran. Susan Ormiston, CBC News, Washington.
So the U.S. has outlined its next move. Iran's is a little bit harder to decipher, but amid the fiery rhetoric, there are some signals of de-escalation. Margaret Evans has more from Beirut.
The deep rumble of Iranian anger on display in the holy city of Qom. The country's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, boasting of Iran's sting. We delivered them a slap last night, he said, referring to the strikes against targets housing U.S. troops in Iraq. But real vengeance for Qasem Soleimani's death, he said, would come with the exit from the region of America's seditious presence. Not the picture of a country standing down. But for Iran, this was a day just as much about delivering a message to its domestic audience. This is Kurdish territory in northern Iraq this morning. One of the Iranian missiles landing overnight. We heard a loud sound at 2 a.m., says this woman. We didn't know there's an American base nearby. Iran warned Iraq it was about to launch the strikes. Increasing speculation, Tehran was wary of inflicting too much damage and drawing the United States one more step up the tit-for-tat ladder. But the Middle East can be like a minefield, the potential for a misstep all around. In southern Lebanon, for example, Hezbollah, both a militia and a powerful political party, is also mourning Qasem Soleimani's death, and some at least might not feel Iran's retaliation was enough.
We had enough war in the Middle East.
Still, some analysts believe the events of the last 24 hours have left room for dialogue.
We have to take this opportunity to build on it, to bring some kind of negotiation back to the table.
That, though, feels like a long way off, in part because despite all the calls for de-escalation, real diplomacy in this region has been lacking for a very long time. Margaret Evans, CBC News, Beirut.